At this moment, the sect master finally realized and exclaimed, "You have 10 disciples who are all in the martial emperor realm? How could you still be a rank 5 sect? Or did you eat some kind of a forbidden pill? Or maybe..." He began to think nonsense, and said again, "Has the rise of our great overflow sect piqued some other people's interest? Were they the ones who secretly gathered elites from other factions to suppress us?" Hearing this, Brother June immediately said, "Old fogey, don't overestimate yourself. Did you ever think that it might simply be because you're not capable enough? I'll give you one more chance. Will you surrender?" The sect leader still tried to speak more. "Although your strength is quite extraordinary, since we dare to call ourselves a rank 1 sect, we naturally have our own methods. Although 2 of our disciples lost because of their carelessness, you will never be able to beat our trump card." He suddenly shouted loudly, "Tiana, disciples, hear my command, Great Overflow Dream Array." Immediately, the disciples acted. A formation unleashed an overwhelming aura. A gigantic golden figure was created, stomping on the ground and reaching out like a god. Seeing this, the audience excitedly cheered. "It's here, the 3-headed, 6-armed spirit dream guardian of the Great Overflow sect. The entrance fee is so worth it. I thought they'd only use this move in the finals." On the other side, Brother June remained calmly seated and said, "It has 3 heads and 6 arms, but it isn't holding a sun and a moon in its hands disliked." Seeing this, the disciples of the Great Overflow sect angrily cursed, "Beep, beep, rage." Instantly, the golden figure summoned a blazing fireball and hurled it straight at Brother June's group. On this side, everyone remained calm, competing to speak. "Who's going? Do you want to do it?" "I don't mind, but the sect leader's request is a little..." Suddenly, a disciple decisively stood up, removed his tie, and said, "Let me do it. After all, this is where my specialty lies." Zuiji wrapped the tie around his fist, and confidently smiled. "Spirit Dream Guardian, right?" Facing the incoming attack, Zuiji confidently swung his fist to shatter it and said, "It's just so-so." The MC exclaimed, "He is fighting against the Great Overflow sect's Spirit Guardian alone? And he is just a disciple." The audience outside was dumbfounded, their eyes wide and mouths agape in astonishment. "Don't tell me the all-time sect is a secret ancient sect that's re-emerging? Such powerful techniques. I also want to join their sect and learn them." Meanwhile, Zuiji enthusiastically continued to throw punches. Tyrant King's breaking fist. With a decisive punch, he blasted the golden figure into dust. The disciples of the Great Overflow sect were knocked back dozens of meters, still unable to believe their eyes. "Beep it," were all being pushed back. They regrouped again and shouted loudly, "Use the killing move, Spirit Dream Apocalypse." The golden figure then launched a massive punch towards Zuiji. Zuiji remained cold and spoke, "Having put up with you for so many bouts, I have shown you enough respect. Next, it's time to do what the sect leader asked for. It's time to make you." With icy determination in his eyes, Zuiji shouted loudly, "Despair!" Boom! That punch landed on Zuiji. Smoke and flames filled the air. Disciples of the Great Overflow sect, now exhausted, said, "He didn't even try to dodge the Spirit Dream Apocalypse?" Another one spoke up, "Senior brother, don't tell me he was scared silly?" Suddenly, a cold voice rang out, "I didn't hide, because there was no need to." As swift as lightning, Zuiji had already closed in on the group of Great Overflow sect disciples. Zuiji punched each one, sending them flying across the arena. Suddenly, Zuiji's face flushed red, and he bashfully repeated the words Brother June had instructed beforehand. "Sometimes, after exercising too much, my legs and back feel sore and I feel a lack of energy, so I need the all-time sect's body tempering pill. It can instantly restore your energy, strengthen your physique, and replenish your overdrawn body. It is currently available in all the Tang sect pharmacies, if you join the all-time sect. We also distribute them for free every month. We also have plenty of other free medicine." Hearing this advertisement, the crowd in the stands stared blankly at him, their deadpan expressions making him seem like some bizarre creature, leaving them unsure how to comment. The scene shifted to the next day. Brother June excitedly approached Purple Hair and asked, "Second young master, how is it? Do you think the advertisement was effective? I'm sure a lot of people will come by the pills now. Purple Hair replied, well, there are indeed quite a few people asking around, but more people are asking about where Zuiji got his pants. It even survived the Spirit Dream Guardian's Spirit Dream Apocalypse attack. They're asking if the Tang family is also in the military uniforms business. Hearing this, Brother June was left speechless, not knowing what to say. Beep. The next day, right at that moment, the MC raised his hand and shouted loudly, welcome back, everyone, to another day of the Battle of Tigers and Dragons. The different sects' disciples' performances in the past few days have been nothing short of eye-opening, but today, we will once again welcome the dark horse of this year's competition, the strongest, all-time, sect. Hearing their names called, the group of Brother June stepped out one by one. Seeing Zuiji, cool boy, the crowd of female spectators immediately clamored for autographs on their backsides. Brother Zuiji is so handsome. I love you, Zuiji, over here, look at me, I want to marry you. Pink-haired childhood sweetheart was also mixed in the crowd. Fuming with jealousy, Zuiji is mine, he won't marry you. Who are you? I'm his fiancé. Hearing that, baby girl responded, yeah? Well, I'm his official wife, so scram aside. The pink-haired one angrily cursed, beep beep, hateful, I was obviously first. Seeing this, the brown-haired girl tried to comfort her. Calm down, it's not worth it. On the stage, the MC started introducing the two opponents. Today, the all-time sect will be competing against the rank 2 sect, Golden Brilliance Saint Land. Before we start the competition, because of some past events, you will now be required to sign these contracts in order to maintain the integrity of the competition. Disciples are not allowed to advertise or shout weird slogans after their battles. Knowing that he could no longer advertise the medicine, Brother June pretended not to understand the MC's words. Seeing that, the MC immediately called out, yo, sect leader June, stop acting dumb, I'm talking about you. Brother June took the commitment paper, pouted, and muttered, what a waste of heavenly treasures, you're banning people from advertising during such a large competition, where's the logic? Seeing Brother June scribbling his signature carelessly, the MC reminded him, don't randomly put a fake name on there. Who the hell is June Changku? Everyone knows your name is June Changshao. Finally, the match began. The MC announced, the battle has begun, so please choose your first representatives. Upon hearing this, the strongest all-time sect side sent Iron Face to the stage. This time, I, Li Shangtian, will be fighting for the sect's glory. Regardless of whether you want to fight one or gang up on me, I'll handle all of you alone. But I must remind you to go all out and hold nothing back, otherwise you might die. Just after advising the pink-haired girl to stay calm, the brown-haired girl started shouting excitedly upon seeing Iron Face. Go, big brother Shangtian, beat them up. Below the stage, the disciples of the Golden Brilliance Saint Land began discussing among themselves. Even though our opponent isn't Xiao Zuiji, we still can't be careless. Yes. Li Shangtian moved into an attacking stance and said, since you have steeled your hearts, I will also hold nothing. Just as he was about to attack, a hem sound echoed. Brother June whispered something to Iron Face. The MC noticed and commented, oh? It seems like sect leader June has called Li Shangtian back. Does he perhaps have a secret strategy? Li Shangtian looks very disgusted. Could the tactics that sect leader June is teaching him be unorthodox? But sect leader June has a face full of righteousness. Oh? Li Shangtian is taking off his outer coat. There's something hidden underneath. Is that perhaps the secret weapon that they have prepared? No, it seems like Li Shangtian accidentally wore his coat inside out. He's fixing it now. He is even tying his hair up. This is quite the showmanship. I wonder what surprises the all-time sect has in store for us this time. Nanny? Brother June started advertising again. Unable to speak, he wrote on the shirt the strongest all-time sect recruiting. Seeing this, the MC was left speechless. Meanwhile, Li Shangtian blushed and said, apologies, everyone, I am now forced to finish this as fast as possible. Hearing this, the opponent disdainfully said, fast? Our Golden Brilliance Saint Land's footwork techniques are renowned throughout the continent. Our speed is also unparalleled. We won't underestimate you like the great overflow sect either. As he spoke, he charged straight at Shangtian. Shangtian easily dodged his attack. Renin point, Shimke point, Guan Yuan point. Sleep. The young man was left bewildered, not knowing what had happened, before collapsing. The crowd once again looked on in shock and confusion. What happened just now? Why did the Golden Brilliance sect disciples suddenly fall over? His opponent doesn't seem as strong as that Xiao Zuiji. Why do the Golden Brilliance sect disciples look like they are facing their greatest enemy ever? Sulan couldn't even last 3 moves? This guy is not normal either. Don't let him get close to you. Golden Brilliance flash. They all rushed forward to attack Shangtian. Shangtian calmly spoke. I told the sect leader long ago that I am not good at fighting people head-on, but I am even worse at holding back. As Shangtian spoke, he moved using cloud ascending steps. The MC stammered in amazement. Amazing, what a precise dodging technique, despite such a dense flurry of attacks. They can't even stop him from moving forward. Shangtian's opponents couldn't believe their eyes, gritting their teeth as they shouted, What's going on? Isn't he obviously just standing there? Why can't we land any of our attacks? Just as they finished speaking, 2 hands grabbed his head, preparing to twist it, and Shangtian coldly said, Because I am the all-time sect assassin. Brother Jun excitedly shouted, That's right, just like that. I've always thought that mages and assassins should be on the front lines. After all, the strongest glass cannon is always invincible. Seeing the abnormal strength of the all-time sect, the MC reported to the City Lord, City Lord, the all-time sect's strength is beyond our expectations. They managed to sweep the opponents with only 1 disciple in both matches. This is a problem since we set the odds for the all-time sect expecting them to perform much worse. If this continues, I'm afraid we will lose out. Hearing this, the City Lord turned back and said, The rank 1 sect's behavior is worsening by the day. In order to hold on to their so-called dignity, they only sent their second-tier core disciples. In the end, they had their faces slap swollen. It seems like they have completely forgotten the lesson that the heaven-breaking gang had taught them. They only know how to remember the benefits while completely forgetting all the humiliation. Hearing this, the MC responded, That is indeed the case. If we want to maintain the Central Province's prestige, there are only 2 ways left. One option is to order all the rank 1 sects to send out their legacy disciples now. The other method is inviting some of the ancient rank 1 sects that have not participated in a long time to join. After all, they are the true super rank 1 sects. How we will proceed further is up to you, City Lord. Alright, let's do that. What do you mean? Which method should we use? We asked him to choose between the 2 ways, but he did nothing but agree. What do? We will have to execute both methods at once. But, do we really need to go this far? The all-time sect isn't the heaven-breaking gang after all. Old Wei and Old Da watching the live stream, commented, Ha ha ha, Shang Tian, this kid is not bad, very domineering. Jun, your skills have improved. You can even intercept the formation array that several of the great array emperors made in the Central Province. What formation emperors? This image projecting array was an idea that I had back then. Watching the kids slap the Central Province's sect's faces sure is satisfying. It's a shame that I am too old, or I would have also gone back to the Central Province. I keep remembering what the gang leader used to say back in the day. I want to buy some osmanthus flowers and drink it with wine, but it doesn't feel like how it used to back when I was young. When I recited that verse to sect leader Jun, he seemed quite surprised. He, however, said that there's another way to interpret this verse. Let's take the osmanthus flowers and wine, and travel back to my youth. Sect leader and the gang leader are both anything but ordinary. Meanwhile, Brother Jun, sitting and watching the match boredly, felt annoyed with the camera. Is it because I advertised a few things when the camera was facing me? Is there a need to avoid me so obviously now? After all, the face you displayed earlier during the promotion was very unsightly. It's just because I want the sect to have 20,000 disciples. Hearing this, Qian comforted him. Maybe not having that many eyes on us is also not a bad thing. At this moment, Brother June curiously asked, Say, Qian, why have you been wearing the hat ever since we entered the Central Province? Does someone in the Central Province want to hurt you? Tell me who it is, I'll protect you. Qian blushed, adjusted her scarf, and said, I know you're not afraid, I just don't want to cause more trouble for you. The peace and quiet is quite nice. Just then, the MC announced, The last match of the second round is over. The last sect to qualify for the next round is the rank 3 sect, Iron Fist Sect. They are the other dark horse in this year's Battle of Tigers and Dragons besides the all-time sect. What's more, the Iron Fist Sect has only brought their sect leader and a single disciple. Who would have thought that they'd be this powerful? It's a shame that the all-time sect is participating in this year's competition, or the Iron Fist Sect would have hogged all the limelight. Below the stage, the sect master of the Iron Fist Sect praised his disciple. Dizhuang, you performed well. It's rare to see you listening to my advice and restraining yourself. Dizhuang disdainfully responded, These opponents are not worthy of me going all out. Only he can enter my eyes. On the other side, Brother June's group also noticed Dizhuang. Xingchen spoke, He is the same as you. You both seek the Tao of body tempering. Are you confident? Zuiji replied, He is still holding back. I can't gauge his real strength, however. I think he should still at least be a mid to high level martial emperor. But as long as you stand behind me, even if it's a half saint, I will win. The MC announced again, The 2 elimination rounds have finally come to an end. We have the 16 qualifying teams for this year's Battle of Tigers and Dragons. I believe the upcoming fights will be even more exciting. In today's battle, the obvious fan favorite is the all-time sect. It seems like they still plan on having one man sweep the entire enemy team. On the other side is a veteran rank 1 sect, the Tiangang Holy Land. I believe that everyone here has heard their name, a powerful ancient sect that has dominated the central province for hundreds of years. However, their faces look grim. The Great Overflow sect and the Golden Brilliance sect's defeats must have made them not dare to take this lightly. At this moment, Qingyang noticed something strange. I've seen them fight before. They don't seem to be the same participants as last time. Isn't there a rule that says you can't change the participants after the competition starts? Qingyang reminded red-haired Xiaomao, the enemies are not simple, don't be careless. Red-haired one confidently replied, Just sit back and relax. I will be sure to continue the all-time sect's win streak. The MC shouted, Let the battle. Before the MC finished, the red-haired one fiercely kicked at the opponent, but the opponent easily blocked it, sending the red-haired one flying back. The red-haired one accelerated and said, You could actually block that. I'll give you a big show then. He used his fastest speed to attack, creating numerous copies to attack the opponent. But all the attacks were useless against the opponent. Beep it, I was careless. Those rebellious sons of mine now have a reason to come steal my kills. Seeing Xiaomao being overwhelmed, Li Fei rushed forward to assist and said, Xiaomao, we gave you a chance, but you blew it. You failed to beat the opponents by yourself. Qingyang explained, The problem isn't Xiaomao, it's these people from the Tiangang Holy Land. Their strength far surpasses the previous opponents. No wonder Master Uncle called us out of our closed-door retreat. Your strength is indeed not bad. It's rare to see a martial emperor of your age in the outer provinces. But with us, the legacy disciples, taking action, your little parade here in the central province will come to an end. As he spoke, he charged towards Qingyang's group. Boom, smoke and dust filled the air. An elderly observer remarked, The all-time sect has some skills. 3 of their disciples are enough to endure my legacy disciples' siege. The bald-headed man sitting beside him added, I don't know what's going on this year. First, it was the all-time sect, and then there was the Iron Fist sect. They're growing fiercer by the day. The other man scoffed, They are nothing but fireflies in front of the moon. If we get serious, all these outsiders will get crushed all the same. If the Mystic Saint Land, the group of super rank 1 sects, refuse to show their face, then this year's champion will be someone among us. They were barely holding on with 3 people. Yet they are actually sending 2 of them away? Is the all-time sect giving up? At this moment, Xiaomo and Li Fei stepped back to let Qin Yang step forward. Qin Yang, carrying himself with the demeanor of old Wei, stepped forward and declared, "During my next move, it wouldn't be appropriate to have my handsome juniors beside me." With a charming smile, he introduced himself. "The strongest sect of all time's eldest senior disciple, Li Qin Yang, is ready for battle. Please guide me." Witnessing Qin Yang's combat stance, a cup suddenly fell to the ground. The once arrogant sect leaders now broke into cold sweats, exclaiming in shock, "That stance? It must be a coincidence. It's just that the movements look the same, right?" On the battlefield, the clueless disciple lunged aggressively at Qin Yang. "This is a battle, not a dance-off. What's the point of all those flashy techniques?" Qin Yang lightly turned his wrist and effortlessly parried the attack. With a simple move, he sent the opponent flying dozens of meters away. "You've let me win." Another disciple, horrified by the scene, exclaimed. He redirected senior brother's attack back onto himself. "This guy's technique is not normal. Attack together." All remaining opponents charged at Qin Yang simultaneously. Swimming among the flowers, Qin Yang danced gracefully, evading their assaults. One disciple, frustrated by Qin Yang's movements, yelled, "This feeling is so frustrating. Why does it feel like I'm fighting myself?" Qin Yang chuckled and replied, "That's not all. Junior brother, I didn't do it on purpose. Senior brother, you're too brutal. Beep it, we shouldn't have attacked together. You guys are hitting me on purpose now." From the stands, a sect leader recognized Qin Yang's technique, exclaiming, "Swimming among the flowers? It's actually swimming among the flowers." Orders were issued immediately. Men, go dig up everything you can find on the all-time sect. Find out if there's someone surnamed Wei hiding in their sect. By the way, be careful to not let your little aunt, Master Yi, Master's wife, eldest senior sister, Sister Feng, Elder Willow, and third Master Aunt, Guest Elder Ouyang, know about this matter. Haha, I admire old Wei so much, how about you?" Back in the battle, the defeated disciples lay sprawled, muttering, Demon. He's a demon, mommy, I want go home." The result was clear, and the MC announced, "The sect that will advance to the top 8 is the strongest sect of all time." Qin Yang, having defeated his opponents, didn't forget to tidy things up. "Ah!" the exclamation mark ran away. The people on the ground spelled out, "The all-time sect is recruiting." Meanwhile, the city lord laughed like his father gave birth to a baby. Ha, Wei Qingfeng, I knew you were still alive. City lord, I saw all the rank 1 sect leaders suddenly show immense animosity towards the all-time sect. Is it because of this Wei Qingfeng person? Why are you so happy then? There aren't too many women in my clan. How could I have any conflicts with that old man? I even learned a few tricks from him. Since you have some connections with the all-time sect, should we adjust the matchups to have the weaker ones fight them? No need, personal relationships are personal relationships. Business is business. If we don't make the all-time sect go all out, how can we elevate the audience viewership to the next level? It was so hard to get a ticket for this match. Even last year's championship match wasn't this hard to get into. Tell me about it. I had to pay thrice the price to buy the ticket, however, it will definitely be worth it. It's the strongest sect of all time versus the Iron Fist sect. Who would have expected that we, a 3rd and a 5th rank sect, would receive such a welcome here? Why don't we team up and call ourselves the 4-6 Humph? Not understanding 4-6 can be translated into English as either understanding the heavens above nor the earth below, and as a person, not knowing one's parents. It conveys the idea of someone who is ignorant or oblivious to both higher principles and fundamental human relationships. He's one of those people who I can't deal with. Just choose someone to send out. We can't take advantage of others. You are only allowed to fight him one-on-one. I already told you that joke was not funny. Liar, Qian laughed when I said it. In the last battle, I was careless, so I ended up being suppressed by the enemy. But after begging the sect leader for a long time, I managed to get another chance to fight. I'll have you know that this lord is in the top 10 of the all-time sect. Top 10? Your speed is indeed frightening, but your power is lacking. Other than Zuiji, I do not care about the rest of you. It seems like you don't fully understand what it means to be in the top 10 of the all-time sect. Exploding kick. Flowery tricks. Have you ever been hit by a hurricane? 2 gales shattering the ears. Beep it, he's too fast, I can't catch him. What a powerful physique, I've hit him over 100 times, but he still isn't hurt. Oh, is this what it feels like to fight against us? This feeling of being unable to break through the enemy's defenses. You can't hurt him and he can't catch you, your compatibility is simply too low, let me have this fight. However, you don't have to be too discouraged about being unable to catch Xiaomo. If you can match him in terms of speed even in the all-time sect. His highest record was set when he chipped our sect's main gate, and still managed to escape unharmed. Those in the know understand just how difficult that is. I finally get to fight you, Iron Fist Sect, Zhao Dezhuang. Strongest sect of all time, Xiao Zuiji. This is our sect's recovery pill, it should be enough to restore all the energy you used up in the fight just now. After all, using numbers to wear the enemy down is not our style, but if you are afraid that it's poison, you can also. Those who have made achievements in body tempering all have straightforward Dao hearts. I trust you, what's more, I know you have been waiting for this battle too. Then let us fight. Is that really the sound of a human fist? It's as loud as thunder. You have not disappointed me. That's too bad. You are not worthy of me going all out yet. If you keep holding back, you won't be able to block this next attack. Hee hee. Whoa, the battle of tigers and dragons hasn't even reached the finals yet, but the fights have already escalated to such a level. Tonger. Ancestor? Who's fighting right now? Even the realm mirror is shaking. What's more, why did I feel the aura of an old acquaintance a while ago? My hands are a bit numb, now that's what I am talking about. Indestructible golden body. Then it's time for me to stop holding back as well. Ripping your clothes away? It looks pretty cool, but… Master, these are my last set of good clothes, you must take care of these for me. Qing Yang, it looks like they are struggling financially, do you get what I mean? Yes, I'll have them arrange it now. Take this. You didn't dodge. Haha, this strike of yours has raw strength comparable to a peak martial emperor. Now that makes me even more curious. With your cultivation. How could you be so poor that you only have one set of clothes left? Despite my senior brother's stingfrugal character, he still gives me enough allowance to buy 15 sets of clothes every month. 15. From the sound of it, it seems you still think it's not enough. You greedy prodigal son. Do you know what kind of life I have been living? An indestructible body and insurmountable strength, I think your sect has fed you quite well. The Tao of body tempering starts from the outside and proceeds towards the inside, from the surface to what's underneath, muscles, flesh, skin, bones, organs, blood, marrow, veins and more, forging the body step by step. I don't have to explain how much physical suffering I went through because you definitely know that already. Then, do you know why only I and my master are left in the Iron Fist sect? Because body tempering consumes too much food, what's more, it has to be food that is rich in spiritual energy. The amount of food we eat can be measured by the ton every day. The Iron Fist sect only fell this low because we ate it into poverty. Now, each generation can only afford to raise one disciple. So, when we first met, you were hunting that wild beast for self-sustenance. My master has also reached the great completion stage in the indestructible golden body arts. You could never have guessed it, but he was once even bigger than me. But, in order for me to have enough food to eat, he starved himself and ended up this thin. How could you just call this thin? But I get it too, the rowdy kids in my sect also eat way too much. So I must win the battle of tigers and dragons. With the prize money, I can revive the Iron Fist sect. Ha! Satisfying. Sect leader, it looks like either of them can break through the other's defense. Will the battle keep dragging on like this? That depends. On who'll break through their body's limit first. Why are your attacks getting weaker? Are you tired already? The sect leader once said that after a long period of training, each and every drop of my blood and every inch of my skin will become full of energy. And he said that all this energy would eventually be condensed into the smallest existence in my body, something which he calls an atom. As long as I reach a realm in which I can sense these microscopic existences and become capable of breaking a single atom, I can gain unimaginable power. At first, I used to wonder how I could break through to this realm, but while fighting with you today, I finally understood something. To reach a level of extreme strength, I must break something and build it anew, using my own body as fuel. I will ignite all things. The sect leader told me that if I ever successfully pull off this technique, I should call it nuclear fission.